This little video will show you how to install the pop open kit, which is really a gas spring that has specially been calibrated for the Portashopper and makes it much easier to open. So the first thing you've got to do is get the nylon webbing or the sling seat out of the way, as we are going to have to apply heat with a heat gun in order to loosen the bolts. So just undo the Velcro straps and push it out of the way. The next thing you're going to need is a number 17 metric or 11/16 bicycle spanner, a flat bicycle spanner. If you don't have a bicycle spanner, just take a normal spanner and just grind it a little bit so it's flat enough to undo the lock nut, which is behind the center bolt that you have to remove. The next thing we're going to need is a heat gun or a hairdryer. Switch it on the hottest setting, because we're going to have to melt the Loctite or locking cement that bolt has been cemented with when it was actually screwed in. So just keep the heat gun on that section, and with a flat bicycle spanner, just keep trying to loosen it with about a quarter of a turn until it actually does come loose. And at that point as well, then you can use your Allen key or hex drive to actually remove that bolt that is in there. Once you've taken out the center bolt, you can then proceed to take out the back one, which is not hard at all. I mean, this one does not require a heat gun, so just use the Allen key and remove the back bolt. And then you're going to have to replace those two bolts that you've removed with the ball studs. You'll see there are two different lengths ones. The long one goes into the back hole, and the shorter one into the center hole. So the center one, just tighten it with a spanner. The back one, you can tighten it with a spanner as far as it will go in, and then just grab a little vice grip or a pliers and grab it by the actual ball on the stud, and then try and turn it in as far as possible, which will make it protrude about 4 millimeters at the back, so you can tighten the nut onto it. The next thing is to actually insert the gas spring itself. So remove the holding clips, insert it like that with the thin piston side towards the back end of the wheelchair, and just knock it in with a little mallet if it's maybe a millimeter or so too long, and just remember to replace the holding clips like that, and that's it. It's installed.